Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Grizzly News. I'm Thomas Crow.
And I'm Zach Johnson. Christmas break is rapidly approaching, and that means finals week is here. The schedule for next week has been sent to your emails by Mr. Martin. Now let's take a trip to Mr. Karn's Project Lead the Way class with Jake Trueblood.
I took a trip to Mr. Carnes' fourth period class.
So the Biomedical Innovation class is the fourth class in the Project Lead the Way program that is all about biomedical science. And in this class, we typically have seniors. We hope that they've taken all of the other classes first. It's a little different because it's all project-based, and throughout the year we have 8 missions or 8 projects that we do. For example, the very first one was learning about and designing our own emergency room, and we were able to do a field trip to Johnson Memorial Hospital and go take a tour of their emergency room.
My favorite part of the class is all the different projects we can do. So far we created a 3D model of an emergency room. We got to go to the JMH emergency room at the beginning of the year, and then we made the model and actually got to present it to the class and show how our model was an efficient emergency room and how it could be used in real life. And I thought that was really cool, something I've never done.
So we're getting every student placed out in somewhere in the community, maybe at Johnson Memorial Hospital, maybe at a physical therapy place, or one of the other hospitals. All these students are interested in medical careers, so we want them to go out into the real world and get some experience with real people doing jobs that they're interested in doing.
I asked a senior in the class, Emily Taylor, to explain the project they were working on today.
So this is a model gel electrophoresis graph. This is the data that we would receive after running our gel. So it measures the base pairs of the DNA sequence, and that's how we tell what each individual thing is. So we're trying to figure out what's in their well water. So based on where the base pairs is for each individual bacteria that we have here, you would see in our actual gel, wherever the line is on here would mean that it has the same bacteria. So if there were a line in line with this C. difficile, then that would mean that it has C. difficile in the water. And you could also have like multiples, so 2 or 3, and that would mean you have multiple bacteria in the water.
Going way back when I was in high school, I never took any classes like this whatsoever. I took in high school like earth science and chemistry and physics and biology. And so when I decided to go off to college, I was a little uncertain about what I wanted to do. I ended up majoring in earth science teaching, and that's what I graduated with. And as I taught science, I wanted to add more sciences to my teaching license, so I added chemistry and eventually added biology, which allowed me to also teach anatomy. And I just started getting interested in more of the biology and the medical parts of it. And one thing I love about high school teaching is the helping students see connections between what we're doing here in school and a career path. Because if a student is aware of a career path that they're interested in, they're just so much more excited and motivated to take the classes that relate to that. So I just wanted to help start a program where students that are interested in that medical path have a place to get some really great experiences.
It definitely sounds like an interesting class for those who are interested in the medical field. That's all for me. Back to the guys in the studio.
Thank you, Jake. Jace Miller is continuing his student spotlight with junior Logan Moss, who has a knack for demolition derbies.
Hello, I'm Logan Moss. I'm a junior and I do demolition derby.
This week on my search to find students in the odd hobbies they do, I caught up with Logan Moss on a cold and windy day to find out about demolition derby and what he does.
Demolition derby is about just having a good time, getting out there, destroying your car. Last man standing wins it. Get the last hit and you'll be good. When you're out there driving, I don't know, it's just a weird feeling. It's just so much fun. You get out there and you're like, holy crap, that when you get out of the derby arena, that went by fast.
Logan and his dad drive in different classes of demolition derby, and for each class it takes usually 1 to 2 weeks to build these cars. Once the car is totaled, or as they say, junked, they start a brand new car and build it fresh.
I've been doing it since I was 15. I got a handful of wins. My dad's been doing it for about 30 years now. He has 50 plus wins. We just really enjoy it. We go out of state for big derbies, $10,000 derbies. We usually place pretty good in them. In the derby world, we have a bunch of friends that we call family. Everyone's close. You know everybody in the derby world once you've been in it.
You can catch Logan in action next year at the Johnson County Fair. Driver of the 67 Junior. For the Grizzly Cub Network and Grizzly News, I'm Jason Miller.
The city of Franklin is putting in a new roundabout at the main entrance of the high school during the summer of 2023. This will replace the four-way stop at the intersection of Cumberland Drive and Commerce. I was able to ask Mr. Ahaus a few questions and even get the thoughts of a few parent drivers. Mr. Ahaus and I took a trip out to the main entrance, which is the site of the new roundabout. Here I asked him questions such as, how will this help the efficiency and safety of before and after school traffic?
We're very excited about the news that a roundabout will be going here on Commerce in front of the high school. We talk about safety and morning traffic and afternoon traffic. The intersection here is a busy one at certain points of the day, and we know as there's growth and different things happening out here that will only become more of a need. So I know it's something we're very excited about. We have been asked if we would be putting something to show that it's Franklin High School out here and something that might be in the middle of the intersection. We hope that we can do something like that. There may be some funding that we would have to put into that. We're not certain right now what that would look like or what that would take, but we would love to have something out here that would represent maybe our mascot, maybe something about our school, or just something that shows that this roundabout leads into our high school, that you can see it from Commerce.
I also took a trip to the car pickup line at the end of the school day on Thursday to interview some parents about what they thought about the new roundabout. I asked this gentleman what time he got to the school to pick up his children.
I got here at 1:45.
Mr. Mueller also explained that the new roundabout would make his morning drop-off much easier.
Well, I think it will take a few days for people to get used to it. As with any roundabout, you know, there's always going to be somebody who drives up over into the middle of the concrete. That's going to happen. But you give it a couple days, everybody will be just fine.
And a final message from Mr. Ahaus.
We're very excited about the possibility of getting a roundabout out here on Commerce.
And that's all I've got for you today. I'm Zach Johnson. Back to the desk.
The Franklin Choirs had their annual Christmas concert last Thursday and Friday. The concert featured special appearances from Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Grinch, Buddy the Elf, and even Santa. Beginning, intermediate, and advanced choirs performed small and large group numbers, with some students performing solos and duets. The band had a Christmas concert as well. Their concert was last night on Thursday in the PAC. The concert, jazz, symphonic, and wind ensembles gave audiences the perfect way to get into the Christmas spirit. And now we will head to the sports corner with our sports anchor, Nick Wilson.
Thank you, Thomas and Zach. On Thursday, the wrestlers took a trip to Southport High School as they beat the Cardinals by a final score of 42-24. Winners were Ethan Jeffrey, Dylan Forbes, Carson Summers, Jed Brown, Nolan Skaggs, Jacob Johnson, Aiden Woods, and Caleb Weiss. Last Friday, both the basketball teams took on Decatur Central in a doubleheader, with the boys team making a solid comeback after being down by double digits late, but sadly lost on a last-second shot by Javon Tracy. The final score was 61-59. The Lady Cubs, however, blew out the Decatur Central girls team 93-20 behind Ashland Trailers' 31-point performance. The guys played another game the next day as they hosted the Seymour Owls here at Franklin. The Grizzly Cubs never led in the game and eventually lost 57-47. On Tuesday, the boys and girls swim team traveled to Plainfield High School for a meet versus the Quakers. Sadly, the boys lost the meet by a score of 104-82. The girls team also lost by a score of 110-76. The wrestling team took on the best team in 3A in Columbus East, but they dropped the meet, making the second loss of the year. The final score was 41-30. Last week, the girls and the boys took on Shelbyville for senior night as they won and celebrated all the seniors. Upcoming events this weekend include tonight's matchup versus the Greenwood Woodmen. The theme will be 80s night. Tomorrow, the girls basketball team will be home versus the Plainfield Quakers, and the theme will be neon. So show out and sit in the student section this Saturday. Also on Saturday, the boys basketball team will be playing North Central in a tough away game. That's all we have for sports. Back to the desk.
On Sunday, the Franklin Pack hosted the Chordlighters Ringing in the Season Christmas concert. The Chordlighters are a men's barbershop chorus featuring members from Greenwood to Columbus. One of the members is Franklin history teacher, Mr. Bailey. Impromptu, a 6-person a cappella group featuring members of Ball State alumni, and even our own choir director, Mr. Hughes, also performed as a guest at this Ringing in the Season Christmas concert. Check out these clips of the 2 teachers performing with their respective groups.
Put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stockings. I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For wisdom for the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the level king of the was in hallelujah. Hallelujah. Christmas is here, California. All the little children and all the big children, it's Christmas in LA. All of the ladies and all the little babies, it's Christmas in LA. Radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace.
And before we go, let's see what Mr. Powers is up to on this week's edition of the Power Thought of the Day.
With this rocket ship of entertainment I have called the Power Thought of the Day, many people have asked me to settle one of the biggest and hottest debates of all time. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Absolutely it is. There's nothing more Christmassy than seeing Buddy the Elf come to New York City and try and find his real father.
It's absolutely not.
Do you think it's not a Christmas movie?
What you're describing is the movie Elf with Will Ferrell.
No, it's Die Hard.
Absolutely
with
not.
Will Ferrell, the guy from Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby.
Yes.
No.
That's Elf.
No, that's Ricky Bobby. You're thinking of Ricky Bobby.
No.
Who's in Die Hard?
Bruce Willis.
Oh, the guy from Sixth Sense? I love that movie. That's the one where those 2 robbers come in and try and steal, the kid gets left home alone for Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Is that?
No. That's Home Alone.
You're never going to convince me that the movie I'm talking about is not Die Hard.
Thank you, Brian, for those wonderful words of wisdom and encouragement. That is all we have for you on this Grizzly News. Have a Merry Christmas. I'm Thomas Crow.
And I'm Zach Johnson. Good luck on your finals, everybody.